I want to ask you about this.
Okay.
Trevor Lawrence goes rogue.
Right.
Calls the dive to the end zone on 4th and goal. Here he is. And I think we've set it up.
Yeah.
It was 4th and goal. They have a play called. He decides, I'm going to do the over-the-top, reach out my long arms, and get them. And he almost got it, but he didn't. Here he is after the game explaining his decision to change the play.
Yeah, that's one of those plays like we talked about, or like I just said. I've scored on it 4 or 5 times and didn't on that one. So it's unfortunate, and it's something I can learn from. And, maybe that situation, you just let the play ride and hope you get in and let the guys up front do their job and the running backs and all that. And, don't try to take that into my own hands. That's something I got to watch it and make that decision, but it's done now. I made the decision, and they trust me with those things, and didn't work. So, I got to take accountability for that. And, at the end of the day, it's on me. If I decide to do it and don't get in, it's one of those plays. If you do it, you better score, and I didn't. So it's unfortunate.
Does he benefit from the lower profile of the Jaguars in that if he was a higher profile quarterback, would he have gotten killed for doing this?
I don't know about that. I do think, I think your point's real, that in Jacksonville, some of these plays and things like that kind of sneak under the radar.
Like if Josh Allen does does he get killed for it?
ESPN's leading the today. He's reckless. How can he do this? Even though he dominates the game and takes it over. He did this, so we got to blame the whole game on him. It's a little ridiculous. Yeah, he gets away with it in that standpoint. Definitely. He does. But that's the way they are. Doug Pederson's from that school of coaching. Up there in Green Bay, Brett Favre-ish, they kind of empower the quarterback. Andy Reid, Mahomes, right? It's not always like, hey, I'm a drill sergeant. I'm a sergeant general, okay, and you have to do what I say. They let the quarterback, they go, hey, you're a player. We trust you. If you see something, go for it, right? I think that's there. What's weird to me on that one is, okay, I'm not mad at the overall decision, but when you say to your mind, like, did it looks like to me he just did it on his own, right? He didn't even tell the offensive line. That, to me, is what's the problem with the issue. They're running a play off tackle to the right. They're running. You can see the tackle pulls. Look at Scherf. He's pulling here.
Yeah.
They're supposed to run here. So he's not getting quarterback sneak blocking up front.
That's a great point.
Right? So now you see that the pad levels are higher. He tries to jump over it, and people are kind of there, and he can't quite get over the hump to get that reach into the end zone. So that's where I think the problem is. You'd like your guys to be on the same page. I was on teams where the quarterback might have had the freedom, and you had a code word to kind of say, like, hey, I'm going to the quarterback sneak. So now the blocking is the appropriate play for the quarterback sneak too. Right?
Yeah, and that's all the more reason to not do it. And we've had this come up with the Eagles. We had it come up yesterday with the Saints. This idea of not listening to your coach, not buying into what the coach is telling you. Right. I wonder what Doug Pederson truly thinks about Trevor Lawrence going so far rogue that his teammates didn't even know what he was doing. Because you're right, if you're going to change a play, you better make sure your guys are acting accordingly. And that just speaks to me of Trevor Lawrence thinking, you know what? I don't know why we're calling this damn play. I don't like this. Why are we doing this? Why are we doing this? You know what? Screw it. I'm just going to go over the top, and I'm going to score.
Yeah, maybe that's where things need to tighten up in Jacksonville, to your point.
Yeah.
Right? Across the board. They got to tighten up a little bit, and maybe that's where Doug Pederson will reevaluate, and we'll see where this goes. But I still think they're a team that's got a lot of damn good players. I wouldn't panic and fire a Doug Pederson or anything like that.
And I'm not saying they should. I'm just saying that
the way the
NFL
world is right now.
And if you're the owner of the team and you're trying to search for a reason to justify your inclination to make a change, you point to that play. You can't control your quarterback. Your quarterback doesn't believe in the play you called.
Right.
Why didn't he run the play you called? Why don't you have the relationship with him that allows him to defer to you? Why I need a quarterback and a coach relationship where there's more respect there. Whatever it is.
Yeah.
If he's looking for reasons, yesterday's game gives him reasons. We don't know that he's looking for reasons. We don't know that he wants to write another big check to somebody to go away.
Don't do that.
But stability and continuity are the key. It's easy when you're winning to be stable and to have continuity. It's harder when you're losing to resist the noise and say, we're staying the course. I'm not saying that they should make a change.
Right.
All I'm saying is history tells us weird stuff happens, and teams that have a track record of dysfunctionality, teams that have a guy who embezzled $22 million before they figured out what the hell was going on,
right.
I just wonder, do they have the right mindset,
Yeah,
the right
I hear
approach,
that.
the right attributes necessary to make these good decisions and to stay the course as they're watching the Texans go to the playoffs, as they see Bill Belichick floating around as a potential guy you can go grab and make all the difference in the world. I mean, because again, like we say with this, when there's complaints about Mike Tomlin, you better be damn sure you're going to get somebody better. Well, Shad Khan may be thinking today, I could get somebody better. I could go get Bill Belichick.
Yeah, I understand that. Hopefully he can look at it and go, wait, my guy Trevor Lawrence, who was the number 1 pick in the draft, looked like not the number 1 pick in the draft for a year and a half. And then this guy got here and turned him around. And now we definitely have one of the 10 best quarterbacks in football. And I think part of that turnaround, and Doug Pederson was going to argue with Shad Khan or anything, is like, hey, the fact that, hey, well, I've added a positive energy and a looseness to let my quarterback go out and play. Yeah, that might be the reason he jumped over the pile, but it's also the reason, we've been a player too. We can play loose, we fly around, and we don't feel the pressure of the moment. Now, obviously, they didn't come through yesterday, and they didn't play good football for the whole month of December. And, we can't forget to Trevor Lawrence. He did have a shot to hit Calvin Ridley deep on the wide open throw, right? Late in the football game. He's got a little pressure in his face, right? One of their last drives of the game. Here you go. 2-minute warning, just passed, 2nd and 2. Has to hasten the throw a little bit because someone's coming, but again, we saw this a few times yesterday.
Hasten?
Yeah, hasten. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. But we saw this, stop throwing, quarterback, stop trying to throw these deep balls and hit bullseyes 60 yards down the field. Let it land in an area, right? He was so open. Don't make it perfect. Just hit him. Just get the job done there. That certainly was a big opportunity that could have hasten their comeback.
By the way, I'm reminded of our Secret Santa session from yesterday where somebody opened his gift and thought he was getting a special massage, not a special message. Yeah. Slightly different.
Yes. Yeah, I definitely didn't want a massage from the person they surprised me with.
By the way, to the extent that Shad Khan would be having visions of Bill Belichick, Doug Pederson could kind of say, hey, boss.
Yeah,
I did beat him in the Super Bowl.
I did beat him in the Super Bowl
once.
Right.
Feels like a long time ago, but it did happen. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.